He's ahead of schedule. He's a guy that we're being careful with right now. He could probably go full contact and things like that, but right now he's the only competitive things that he's doing is the non-thudded period. So he'll run 7-on-7s. He'll get some scheme work and stuff like that. All of his individual work he gets in, but we're just playing it, you know, day by day, and just really being careful with him in terms of managing the injury. But we feel really good about where he's at.
I know you guys work some Sam stuff.
Sure. Yep.
Kind of, what does that look like in terms of just having who I guess kind of fills in there? You guys can do that kind of package.
Sure. So there's multiple guys working it right now. A lot of it is by play call and what kind of bodies the tight ends are and all that kind of stuff, right? So Charlie's been getting work at that. Charlie Thomas, Sherrod Bryant has been getting work at that, and we also have a couple of our rush ends doing it based on, you know, what the plays are, what the blitzes are, what the coverage schemes are in that bigger personnel grouping. And it also allows us to get some of the guys that are fringe guys, will linebacker-wise, stuff like that, reps with that starting unit and stuff like that. So it's been really good for us. And then the multiplicity of the offense, right, allows us to work all those different personnel groupings. So we feel really good about that package.
Is that something that you guys just didn't have the bodies to run like in the past here? Because I know at Temple, I think you guys ran that some.
Yeah.
You just really haven't had the numbers at linebacker to try to run that very much.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we got the bodies and the depth to do it. I mean, ultimately, any defense, if you have the personnel, you want to match the personnel. You know what I mean? So we did a lot of that at Temple with Coach Collins, and then we have guys that we really feel good about in those roles to do those kind of things. So yeah, we'll keep growing with that, and just depends on the opponent and play call and stuff like that. So we're being multiple with it right now with different guys and stuff, but we feel really good about it.
Brian is one of those big bodies that you have in the group now. He started out at safety.
Yep.
How has that transition been for him?
Above and beyond expectations right now. Whenever you move from the back end down in the core, it's a completely different progression in terms of what you're looking at, how you move, play calls, scheme, all those kind of things, and he really hasn't missed a beat. We're really pleased with what he's done at the Willie backer position and the Sam. So he's playing multiple positions right now, and the tempo of the install and stuff that we're asking him to learn, it's really important to him, and he's a smart football player. So we really feel good about Sherrod's future.
With Tatum, kind of what are you looking for there in terms of him making that progression? He's obviously got a ton of talent, still kind of learning the game, and still a young guy who hasn't played a ton yet.
Sure. Very instinctive football player. We need a lot from Tren this year. Not only just dependability during game days and stuff, but reps off the other guys. You know, it's a long season. As a coach, you want to play as many guys as you possibly can throughout the course of a season to take rep count off guys, to keep guys that helps prevent injury, that helps guys stay fresh throughout the course of a season. Tren is one of those guys that has shown through camp that he's really dependable, and he's ready to get play counts up in a game, get reps in a game, be a guy that we can depend on as a starter, things like that. So we're really pleased so far. As far as like rotation and all those kind of things, right now there's a lot of good guys in my room that are battling to be above the line right now, and they have a really good approach. Right, so the challenge always is when you're on the field with the ones, you're on the field with all the established dudes out there. When you're taking those reps, how do you communicate? Right, not just do you do your job, but are you communicating with the guys around you so you build trust with your teammates? And so far, Tren's doing that.
You're at that point in camp now where you're coming to the end. Guys have been out there for a lot of practices now.
Oh yeah.
How are they practicing at this point, you know, as far as, you know, effort and that type of thing?
We talk about it in the room a lot. You know, we talk about being the same guy every day and being consistent. And the only way to do that is to be a disciplined guy, right? You're not always going to be motivated to go out there and practice, right? But you understand that you play a game where people around you depend on you to bring energy and focus to every practice. I really feel good about where we are consistency-wise. There are issues. We're not game ready yet. Scheme-wise, I really like where we're at. Obviously, the challenge in college football is always, you know, how often do you tackle guys to the ground and things like that. So we have to grow. We have to grow there in terms of taking advantage of those reps in live scrimmage situations, right? But as far as the effort, the energy, the mentality that the guys bring every day, I think the room is really consistent, and that's what we'll look for during the season. That's what adds up to wins.
Kelly, you want to wrap us up with Coach Semore?
Sure. We'll change gears here for a second. Coach Collins said you're involved in special teams.
Sure.
Just kind of curious what you're seeing from your units, and what do you look for with the guys you pick to go out there?
Right now, we don't have a lot in scheme-wise. It's a lot of drill work to see who can execute the technique and the fundamentals. Obviously, we talked about the depth and stuff like that. The more depth that you have on your football team, it's always going to help you on special teams, especially linebackers and tight end bodies, something that we haven't had a lot of here in the past. And we're running a offense that utilizes lots of tight ends. So we have lots of body types that do the things that you need people to do on special teams. So right now there's really, really good competition right now in terms of all the different teams' units. We still have to grow scheme-wise. We're a long ways away from being game ready scheme-wise right now, but we really like what we see in terms of the depth and the mentality and the consistency of the work, and that just comes from competition. When you have dudes that you have to fight to get on the field in those units. So it's been a positive right now. Guys just have to keep showing that, hey, I can do the techniques and the fundamentals and all those things. And as they compete in those areas, right, you start to put together your depth chart and you start to lock in on scheme. So that's kind of where we're at. We'll make that transition next week as far as getting game ready in terms of scheme and stuff like that. But we really feel good about it because of the depth of those positions.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach Semore. Questions for Trent? Rod, you want to start us out?
Yeah, when you first started here as a freshman, how has your body changed since then? Have you gotten stronger? Have you gotten bigger? And did you feel that was something you needed to work on?
Yeah, I got way stronger, faster, and bigger since I've been here from this summer. So, yeah.
Kelly?
I was just curious, are you learning both Mike and Will linebacker now? I know you kind of focused on one your freshman year just to probably help you get on the field faster, but is it something where you're trying to have some flexibility in learning both?
Yeah, I've been learning Mike, Will, Sam. I'm trying to learn everything on the defense right now. So, yeah.
New coach this year and Coach Semore, what has that transition been like for you and for the linebacker room?
Having Coach Boogie in there with that extra mind, he's one of the smartest ones in this building. So having him in there has been good for us. Like just being on the field and just knowing what to do before the play even happened because, you know, so it's been good for us, real good.
Kelly?
It seems like from watching you guys play defense that it's more organized and you guys are all sort of on the same page. Is that something you notice? Obviously, linebackers are a key part of that. Is that something that you're seeing? Is that accurate that you guys are a little more locked in?
Yeah, we way more consistent every day. We every day we come out, we got a plan. So, yeah, I've been noticing that. Yeah.
Is speed a big part of what you guys do now? It seems like, you know, with the last couple of classes and, you know, with the transfer of Ace and, of course, Charlie's been around, seems like you have some good speed to cover a lot of ground at that linebacker position.
Yeah, we try to have linebackers in there that can, you know, that can run the field, run sideline to sideline, that can cover, that can do everything. So I feel like everybody in the room can do a little bit of everything. So
I'm just curious, how much has the scheme changed from last year to this year in terms of what you guys are doing? You don't have to get super specific, but just is there a lot of changes if you guys installed more things defensively than you had a year ago?
Yeah, it's a lot of changes. It's a lot of changes up front, in the back. It's a lot.
Got a new offensive coordinator. running a lot of different stuff out there. Has that helped you guys on defense to get ready for similar teams that you're going to face this year?
Oh yeah, Coach Chip, he come out there and some new stuff every day, and that really looking at that stuff and being able to change into different stuff when you see some stuff you ain't never seen before. So him doing that every practice been having us communicating well and just staying consistent. So yeah.
A couple more for Trenilyas.
What's it been like having Coach Collins be a little more involved in the defense day to day and in practice for you guys?
Coach Collins being involved, I think it brings more like talking, communication, tension. Like him being in the room, like everybody want to be, you want to make sure you head on, locked in. So I think him being in there make sure everybody is on point, everybody doing the right thing. So yeah, it's been good.
Compared to last year, do you feel like at the linebacker position, maybe at defensive end, you'll be a little more aggressive in attacking the opposing quarterbacks this year?
I think this year I think we gonna be more aggressive. We was aggressive last year, but this year I think we like just going on and having Boogie in and stuff. And I think the stuff that they taught last year was like two different things. So I think yeah.
Anything else? Trent, appreciate you, buddy.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. We'll go ahead and get started with Demetrius tonight. Questions for Demetrius? Kelly, if you want to get started.
So now you've had your time at linebacker and are settled in. Do you feel like this is kind of the time for you to start to flash and play more this year?
Most definitely. Definitely still getting more comfortable under Ace and Charlie. Continue to ask them about things on the field as well as off the field. So definitely before they get out of here trying to soak in as much as I can. So still being as much of a sponge as I can to take what they're going to do at the next level and try to use it here so I can show that with Trent and all the other guys underneath. So I think when it comes time to sub out and give the guys a breather or a break, I'll be ready to go and keep that high standard that they have. So, yeah.
Rod?
Do you feel like the summer, strength and conditioning has prepared you for what you faced in this camp?
Oh, yes, sir. Most definitely this summer. Definitely a lot of running because I don't like to run, but I know that's part of it. And that also gets you noticed. So, especially when you're running from sideline to sideline, which, again, Charlie and Ace and really the whole linebacker group, as this camp has been showcasing. So, I would say this summer definitely played a huge part in that. Definitely us coming together as well. So, yeah.
Go.
Are you focusing still more on one spot? Or are you playing Mike and Will, or kind of how does that work now?
I think I'm focusing more on one spot, just trying to lock in on one spot, and then on the side I'll study the other position just in case, because you never know with the long season people get hurt, and of course you don't ever want people to get hurt, but just in second chance, and so coaches don't freak out and have to scramble to get guys to know this about the playbook and things. When I have that free time, not studying my own things, I'll study Ace's position or even the other positions in different packages just so that I'm familiar with it, so I can let the coaches know, hey, if you need this, somebody gets hurt, they need a breather in the game, in those hard, tough situations that they can count on me. So still focusing on mine, but definitely still keeping an eye out on those too.
Rod?
How much do you weigh now? You look like you're a little thicker than you were in the spring. Is that part of what happened in this summer?
Yes, definitely a lot more Chick-fil-A French fries this summer. So, for whatever reason, that has helped me maintain 240. So I don't feel heavy at all. Feel really good playing at that weight, and I think playing at that weight has also built my confidence. I think playing at 230 was kind of scary because I didn't know how to use that weight as a linebacker position, but now I think playing at 240 and still being able to run fast and move very well, it's helped me to progress pretty well. So, yeah.
Kelly?
We got to watch the Thursday races today. Who's the fastest guy in your room? It seemed like it might have been you today, but just Who's maybe the fastest guy? What's that battle like?
I would have to say it would be me. It's probably close between me, Taylor, and Charlie, but I think today I wanted to show that I'm still fast, even though I'm 240, and not to count me out when it comes to speed. So, yeah.
Rod?
I know Coach Collins puts a lot of emphasis on special teams. Is that going to be part of your role this year?
Oh, yes, sir. It's been a part where I've been blessed to have an opportunity to play special teams since I got here. So definitely still emphasizing special teams with Coach Daniels, Coach Boogie. So, of course, being on punt team, being on kickoff return, kickoff, as you saw today, all the other things that are mandatory to win games. And I know when you talk about playing at that next level also, that that's what scouts look at if you play special teams and can you play special teams and your regular position. So it's just also I love playing special teams because you got to remember it's not about us, and I love giving back to my teammates to set us up in great chances to win games however I can. So definitely special teams.
Kelly?
When you look at like the way that the team is working in the fall camp, it seems like it's very workmanlike and very focused, and there's not a lot of sort of the craziness or like running around or guys. Is that like an accurate thing that you guys seem more locked in? It seems that way on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I think that was the big emphasis starting this summer. We didn't want to get to camp and then want to lock in. We wanted to lock in at the start of summer, so when it came to camp, it was an easy transition, and we could really buckle down on becoming what we want to be and what we want to see when the season comes. So I'll say that's definitely a big thing that we've accomplished. We just have to stay in that middle ground, keep our heads down, stay humble, and continue to push each other each day, week in, week out, and continue to bond together because, like I think Coach Collins said a while back, before COVID hit, there was a big, strong bond with that team. And had we been able to go into that season, I think we would have made the strides that people are going to see this year. So definitely a lot more bonding, and just can't wait for everyone to see.
Rod, do you want to finish this off with Demetrius?
Naturally, camp is coming to a close. I imagine are you guys looking forward to getting into game preparation now and putting all the camp behind you?
Oh, yes, sir. Of course, we're itching at the butt just to get at it. Of course, everyone saw the game last year when we went to Death Valley, and I think everyone was surprised at how close we kept it. And I guess that kind of opened the team's eyes to what we really can do and who we really are. And I think, again, going back to the last question, seeing who we were at that game is who we are, or who we were at the start of the summer, and we've progressed so much since then. And it'll be something scary to watch. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.